Ever since I've been a small child, I wanted to rule the world. So Tropico 4 was a giveaway, but before I can play it, I need to know what kind of dictator I am. Because knowledge equals power, and we need a lot of power if we want to rule the world. So we're gonna take this dictator test and see where it goes. Question 1. People who live in the countryside are generally more pure of heart than city dwellers. It's kind of a weird question, I'd say. I'm not sure. I agree a bit. We'll just leave it like that. I use emotion for the many and reason for the few. Oh yes, absolutely. Like emotion is able to carry so many people away with, and there are only a few people who actually be able to like stand up against this emotional trait. And well, reason is good enough for them, and then everyone will be satisfied. Everything is decided by a person's thoughts, so if a person is motivated, there's nothing they cannot do. Not sure, because like I personally think that, but I don't think that I want to spread this thought in my like country that I rule, because then revolution is possible too, and that's not a thing that we want. Not at all. Better to kill an innocent by mistake than spare an enemy by mistake. No, I disagree with this one because killing innocents is normally like a sign that revolution isn't far away. So I'm gonna spare an enemy. I think we have enough ways to deal with them anyways. I'm much smarter than I let on when I speak. Hmm, that's a good question. If you should like give the impression away that you're actually dumb, and then, but I think if you like show that you're like not that smart, I think that will lead to revolution a little bit faster. So I'll disagree with that one. Gratitude is a sickness. I also disagree with this one because if you do something for me, for the dictatorship or whatever, then I think you should be rewarded, and so I will show some gratitude. To feel secure in his rule, a dictator must make the people love him. Yeah, that's basically what I just said. I think we should put that on an agree. You can present yourself in a way that will make people think you are the most powerful man on earth. Yeah, I think that's kind of the point of a dictatorship. So we'll agree to that. The voters don't decide an election, the people who count the votes do. Yes, absolutely. I think we have many examples in the modern world who show that. Like the gardener kills weeds, a dictator who kills communists is tending to the health of his country. I'll disagree to that for two reasons. First of all, it's not too difficult to create a dictatorship in a communist country, I think. I'm not too sure, I never tried it so far. But you also need some kind of scapegoat, I guess. And if you have like multiple fractions, like they're communists and there are some capitalists, and you don't go on either side, then they'll fight each other and don't fight you. So I will disagree to that. Enslaved people who do not fight deserve their own enslavement. So this is an interesting question because I would not agree to that because it's difficult to like break out of your own enslavement. But as a dictator, if I want to establish a dictatorship, it's pretty easy to argument in this way. So if I like agree to this statement, then I won't lose that much of fellowship. The democratic majority will always know best. I'm not sure about this, but I think that's a nice thought to be spread because the democratic majority is easy to manipulate. Like, I think we had it a few questions before, carrying most people for emotions. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. A man cannot be intellectually intimidating if he is not also physically. intimidating. I'm gonna disagree with this one, I think. Yeah, I just don't think that's true. Well, you might disagree with me, but education is a weapon the educator can use to aim at his enemies. Yes, that's true, but I'd prefer less education overall because obviously that's like kind of way to control people. Democracy leads to periodic civil wars. I don't not really see where this question is aiming at. I'm just gonna put it like this, I think. A dictator cannot really oppress the people if they do not want to be oppressed. I disagree with that. That's actually pretty possible. I think I think that happens or happened quite a few times. It is wise to attack someone who could potentially be an enemy, even if they have done nothing wrong to you. Um, Difficult question because that could let you like down in a loop. So yeah, like you're always searching for people to punish. I'm gonna disagree with that. I'll just say that nothing wrong to me is like not a very wide span. Some people will just be naturally rich and successful no matter what they do. I'm gonna disagree with that because I want the people to believe that they can. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it like this. I think I trust no one, even myself. Yes, I do not trust myself. Trust is an illusion. People are too whiny and need to toughen up a little. Yes, I think that's a good reason to like establish some specific rules, some specific laws. I think you can work with that line. In any country, you have a segment of the population that needs to be cracked down for the country to achieve law and order. Well, all people are different from each other, but I would not say so myself. But I think I'm not gonna put it down there. I think there are easier and more effective ways to like deal with enemies. Like for example, you can like use the media to make them look foolish and stuff like that. There's a bunch of possibilities in that range. True gender equality can only be achieved in a socialist society. That is a question to burn your fingers with. Actually, I'd say you can achieve them in other societies as well. To get rid of a problem, you must get rid of the whole chain of events that allowed the problem to arise in first place. Yes, of course, because if you don't, then the problem will rise up again and again. Hunger is the most effective way to pressure people into doing what you want. The thing is, hunger is also a pretty effective way to start a revolution. So, I'm not sure if I want to have hunger. That's a difficult one. Like, you can work a lot with hunger, but also you can, like, it's like two sides of the medal. You can be thrown over by hunger as well. I'm just gonna put it like that. If it arises, then I'll use it. If not, then not. I'm not gonna create it, I think. Do not compare yourself to others. When you do so, you are insulting yourself. Okay. Yeah, then don't see where this question is pointing to. Politics is like boxing. Try to knock out your opponents, and the rest will happen in due course. I kind of like. I'm kind of a bit worried about the use of knockout because that seems to inflict physical violence, and I do not think that's the way to go. But I'll just agree like a little bit with that because obviously you want to knock out your opponents, knock out in a non-violent way. Well, maybe sometimes in a violent way. I don't know. Economics is fundamentally subservient to politics. Well, obviously, it should be that way because if I want to like rule a country, then I'm not gonna bow to economics. To read too much is harmful. That's I wouldn't say that myself, but if this belief is spreaded, I don't think it's gonna cause any harm for me. Or actually, maybe I want to disagree because on the one hand side, if you spread this belief, then maybe less people will read, but on the other hand side, there will also be some people who are going to read anyways, and they are gonna cause trouble. So I'm gonna disagree a bit with that to prevent that from happening. Oh my god, my English is not good enough for this. Humanitarianism is stupidity and cowardice. I think I want to disagree with that because I want to rule a long time and I do not want a revolution at any point. Human rights get in the way of effective government. No, they don't. You have to like walk a way around it, but you cannot just turn them off if you don't need them. This is gonna start a revolution pretty fast. If you win, you need not explain. If you lose, you should not be there to explain. Yes, that's the thing. History is winning. History is written by the winners. So, military government is the only true form of government. No, it is not. But it is very helpful to have military on your side because you actually want to be able to like solve problems. I'm just gonna put it like that because I want the military to be on my side, but it's not necessary. Success is the sole judge of right and wrong. And though this is obviously not true, and I don't think that I'm gonna spread this belief because if one of my enemies gets successful, then it means that he's right? So, not not a fan. A country cannot be a superpower if it does not have strong industrial manufacturing base. I just want to say a country can be dictated, but being a superpower without industrial manufacturing base, don't think that it's very likely. Politics is just war without bloodshed. Well, if you want it that way, I'm just gonna put it like that. And we're finished, actually. And here we see like the wheel of the dictators. Seems like I'm a Stalin dictator. You're most likely Stalin, 80%. Alright. Doesn't sound too bad, actually. I mean, I'm not too happy about, what does it say? Climate of fear? Well, I guess if that's the case, then I'm 80% Stalin. Maybe I can like put off some things, but manipulating political situations, that sounds good. A cult of personality, both charming and menacing. That's the thing that I want to establish. I think that's a good way to lead a country. Death of millions. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but pragmatism, determination, charisma, and distrust. All right. I didn't want it to be Hitler actually, but I thought actually it might be a little bit more Mao. But it seems I'm Stalin. So yeah, that's cool. I'll see if we can like establish a second Soviet Union at some point. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little test. You can take it yourself. Our link is in the description, and